Alright, Capricorn. Sorry it took me so long to get to you guys. Things have been super crazy around here. But I am back. And we are going to see what is happening for you guys in the month of July. So, a couple things. If you guys would like a personal reading, the information will be down in the description box below. Also, for the month of July, I want you guys to go ahead and comment down below, because at the end of the month, on August 1st, I will be going through, in the video that gets the most comments, I will be picking one commenter, and I will be giving that person a free reading. And it will be a Skype, video, email, pre-recorded reading, whatever they would like. So make sure to comment, and the person who gets picked might just be you. So make sure you comment. So let's take a look, Capricorn, and see what's going on with you for the month of July. Now, in your pre-shuffle reading, I did see the Justice card come out with the Five of Cups. Are you guys wanting some karmic retribution, some evening out of the scales, some fairness for somebody that walked away for you? Are you feeling that it was rather unfair that somebody walked away? Now, anybody that's watched previous readings from me will know that I do not pull from the deck, that I take jumpers. Now, if a bunch of them flip out or a bunch of them flip over, I may not necessarily take them if it's a bunch of them. But I do take jumpers, and I am going to lay out the main spread with the manga tarot. And I will clarify as needed with the tattoo tarot. But with that previous, or with that pre-shuffle energy, that's what I saw. You know, you guys were looking for some collaboration with somebody, and there was that feeling of regret, that feeling of loss and regret, and then the need for justice to step in and take a hand. So we'll see if that comes out in the reading. Two more cards, and we'll go from there. But I don't know if it's, you know, your feeling of regret or somebody that you are dealing with. Holy cow, you are the third person in the row to get that in your, what's coming at you in the future. But that's a good card. I'm not going to shake a stick at it. Every single person, though, is moving forward, which I like to see. I do not want to see people being stagnant. One more card. Come on. Give me one more card. There we go. All right, Capricorn. The general energy of the spread is that Queen of Swords energy. Now, you could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or this could be the energy that you are taking on. Because again, you were having that feeling of regret, that feeling of loss, and you could be slipping into a slight form of detachment, going into that head over heart, you know, kind of detaching from your emotions slightly and trying to look at things in a more logical, rational manner so that you can get your ducks in a row and handle things in a more logical fashion so that you can get everything handled in the way you need to handle them. Which is not a way to be, or not a bad way to be. The Queen of Wands gets a bad rap. Everybody thinks that she's a cold-hearted bitch and that she's going to cut your head off again. Like I tell people, that's when she's in reverse like this. That's when she's very erratic and she will cut your head off, shit down your neck, smile when she doesn't, screw your head back on. But when she's like this, she is not emotionally unstable. She is very emotionally stable, but she will make head over heart decisions and do what she has to do to make sure that her kingdom runs in a very smooth fashion, and she will make head over heart logical decisions. And she will be very giving when she needs to be, but she will also cut your head off if that's what it takes to make sure that her kingdom runs smoothly. Your general energy is that of manifestation. You are in manifestation mode. You have all the tools that you require to manifest whatever it is that you need to manifest at this moment. Whatever it is that you would like to set into motion. Whatever it is you want to manifest, whatever idea you have brewing up inside of your head, you have all the tools you require to set it into motion at this point in time. Earth, air, water, fire, whatever it is, you are the manifester. So be very careful and monitor your thoughts at this moment, because everything that you do in this world is thought responsive. So if you have all these negative thoughts in your mind, then you will manifest negative things. If you have very positive thoughts in your mind, you will manifest positive things. There's a little more to it when it comes to that. But understand that our view of the world affects what we manifest within this world. Your past, you were very guarded. You were swinging your stick around and you were banging people around like they were fucking piñatas. And I understand that if you were feeling that regret, that loss, if you were focusing on that feeling of loss and regret, and you were very hurt, I understand being very defensive and having your walls up very high and swinging those swords around and telling people stay the fuck away from me or I will bang you around like you are a damn piñata. I completely understand that. What is on your mind right now is the Star card. And the Star is the card that follows the Tower. So if you had that 5 of Cups like I saw in your pre-shuffle energy, like I said, and you wanted justice to come in, justice is probably stepping in for you in some kind of karmic way. Again, if you guys are dealing with the legal system, go ahead and get an attorney. I am not here to give legal advice. When I talk about justice, I'm dealing more with the karmic retribution, the evening out of the scales, okay? But this is that hope, that healing that comes in after a Tower moment, which is very likely what had happened if you were dealing with that loss, that regret, that pain that comes along with the 5 of Cups. And this is what is on your mind, that healing, that hope, that moving forward, that wish fulfillment. This is what is on your mind, because you want that reciprocity, that equal give and take. Now, pentacles are the tangible material things in the world. So, it may be on the financial plane that you want that equal give and take, that you want, maybe you want to be generous and share and give with somebody, or you want somebody to give that generosity towards you. Or maybe it's just, emotionally, you want that equal give and take, that reciprocity, that give and, that balance. But that is what what you're looking for, the hope and the healing. Because what's in your heart is you're still getting over that. You're still getting over that feeling of loss, that feeling of being betrayed, all those hurt feelings and everything that went along with it. Now, this is the 10 of Swords, so it is the end. And granted, that doesn't necessarily make it feel any better when I say those things, because 10 swords in your back is still 10 swords in your back. This girl's bleeding all down her back. She's got 10 swords stuck in. There ain't no more of the, there's no other places in her back the bitch can be stuck. Her goose is cooked. She's a turkey that's done. She's been stuck by 10 people and she's fucking done. But, after the 10, we go back to the 1. We gain our clarity. We learn our lessons and we move on. But 10 is still 10 and it still fucking hurts. But it is the completion of a cycle, and that is what is in your heart. And you are still healing from that, so that is why this is in your mind. Because you are still in that phase of that hope and that healing of moving on into the future. Because it still hurts. You're still healing. So are you completely healed? No, I'd love to tell you that you're completely healed, but you're not. You are still healing, but you are at the end of the cycle. There is no more pain to come. The worst has already happened. So if you're like, oh fuck, what else is there to come? There is nothing else to come. The worst has already happened. Now, your fear, your obstacle, what stands in your way, or what you feel stands in your way, or maybe what you feel you can never have, is this Ten of Cups. I get it. I do. This is what you feel you could never have. At this moment, anyway. You already went through this shitstorm. You done been stabbed 10 times in your back by somebody. Right next to this Ten of Cups is this King of Wands. This might have been the Joker you were dealing with. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Doesn't necessarily have to be a fire symbol. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could be somebody that embodies this energy. This person is normally a very charismatic, passionate, attractive individual. Goes after what he wants, get what he wants. You know, when he's in the upside down like this, he's normally the player king. Will come in for a good time, but won't stay for a long fucking time. He'll come in, make sure you're happy, joy, and then pop the fuck off and go make somebody else. Sure, somebody else is happy, joy too. But he's in the upright at least. Maybe this was the Joker you were dealing with that helped you along and stabbed you with these 10 fucking swords. Okay? Or maybe you did it to somebody else. But, you know, since you're the one in this energy. Cross watchers, flip it around if you need to. But I'm reading for Capricorn, okay? So you're afraid you won't have this. Because maybe you had it and it was yanked the hell from you. Or you were on your way to this and then it all came crashing down with a tower, and now you're stuck, you know, you're in the star energy trying to heal, hoping for a better tomorrow. So you had it in the past and it was taken from you, or you were on the way from the past, and for every 2 steps forward, you got pushed 1 step back. So you don't have it, and does it ever really exist? And that's what you're worried about, and that's what you're scared about, and does it really ever fucking exist? And I get it, but it does exist, and it is out there for you. So don't be afraid of it, and don't let some fuckknuckle make you think that it doesn't exist and that you cannot have it, because you can. And just because you couldn't have it with one person who decided to be a twit doesn't mean that you can't have it with somebody else, or that you can't create it for yourself. Because you can. But you can also have it with somebody else. Just because one person can't appreciate you doesn't mean somebody else can. There was lessons that everybody that comes into our life, there's 2 reasons why people come into your life. People come into your life because you need to teach them a lesson, or they need to teach you a lesson. Sometimes it's not the world's best, you know, the easiest lesson in the world to learn. And most of the time, it's not until years down the road that you look back and go, well, shit, that's why that person came into my life. And some of us never learn the lesson, and some of us only look back with bitterness and anger, and we go, I don't know why the fuck that person was in my life. No. But everybody's in our life for a reason. And if we bother to sit back and truly look at it for what it is, and take the hurt and the anger and the bitterness out of it, we could typically find the lesson in every single situation and every single person we run across. Because every person comes into your life for 1 or 2 reasons. Because you're teaching them something, or they are teaching you something. But just because you didn't get the 10 of Cups with this person does not mean you won't get it with somebody else. You can, and you will. So don't let that be an obstacle for you, and don't let that be a permanent fear for you. And I understand that you are healing because you just had a really good head job done on you. Swords are mental energy, and swords are pain and lessons being learned and everything like that. And you are in the process of healing, and I get that. And you will heal. But don't let, again, a twit ruin you for the future and for your future happiness. Don't do that. What's coming in your future is the 6 of Swords. And the 6 of Swords is taking all of that pain, all of that misery, all the lessons you have learned, putting them in this boat, moving through all of that, and going into calmer waters. To where the boat doesn't rock so hard and you don't get so seasick. where you're moving to a place where you can put both feet firmly on the ground and stand, to where you don't have one up all the time, standing like a damn stork, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Want to know what other fuck shit's gonna come around the corner and hit me next. It's moving on to calmer waters, where you're not going to puke over the side of a boat because the boat's sitting there doing this shit bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's taking the 5 of Swords that you were using to win the battle at all costs, or that the asshole that you were dealing with was swinging his sword trying to win the battle at all costs, and nobody won. The only thing they did was fuck with your head, and you just fuck with their head. And the one sword that you had to gain clarity, and you throw all those swords inside of this ship. You throw them in, you learn your lessons, and you move on into calmer waters. And all this talk I've been talking about with learning lessons and reflecting on shit, that's exactly what Spirit, Divine, God, whatever you want to call it, is telling you to do. That's your advice. Your advice is the Hermit. Your advice is to go ahead and reflect. So while you hop on into your boat with all your swords and you're moving on into calmer waters, you need to go ahead and look deep inside and do some soul searching and think, what lessons did I learn from this? What did I see about myself? Because while you could point fingers at other people and say they did this and they did that and this was the fuck shit they pulled, there's always 3 more that point back at you. And I'm not saying you pulled any shady, stupid shit. And I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I'm saying, what did you learn from it? And if you did something wrong, that's perfectly fine. I'm not saying go sing it from the towers. I'm saying take note of it. If it was wrong, don't do it again. If you need to apologize to somebody, apologize to somebody. But if not, you know what I'm saying, take note of it, don't do it again. Learn from your mistakes and move forward. But if there was a true lesson that needed to be learned in it for you, a mistake that doesn't need to be repeated, or a lesson that'll, you know, prevent you from winding up where you are now later on in life, carry it with you. But that doesn't mean you need to relive the pain either. But go ahead and do some really deep soul searching. Or maybe what happened is what happens with a lot of people in a relationship, and you forgot who you were. And maybe you need to reflect and go, yeah, you know what? This is who I am. And find yourself again. Find who you are, what you like, what you enjoy, who you are. But whatever it is you need to find by looking within yourself, that's what you need to do. Is go ahead and do some really deep soul searching within yourself while you go ahead and moving forward toward your happiness and yourself into that calmer water. Because that's where you're heading, into that peace, into that tranquility, into that calmer water. I'm going to clarify the 6 of Cups, not the 6 of Cups, the 6 of Swords and this Hermit. Clarify the 6 of Swords. Okay. Give me one more on the 6 of Swords. Yeah. Give me one on the Hermit. Yep. Okay, so with the 6 of Swords, the 6 of Swords was clarified by the 8 of Cups and by the 6 of Wands. So what you're going to do is sail away and walk away from all this bullshit, all this shit from the past. And so you can manifest your victory. You're going to walk away, you're going to sail away into victory. You're going to sail away into success. So whatever you are manifesting, whatever you're trying to do that's going to gain this balance for you with this rational thought, where you're going to help reflect and try to get out of your emotion, is going to be victorious. It's going to be successful. So when you turn your back on all this bullshit and this shenanigans and you allow yourself to heal, when you allow yourself to let it all go and walk away from the shit that's no longer serving you, and when you take this advice from Spirit and you look within, and there's this judgment, and what I get from that, the judgment, because again, it's clarified by the Six of Swords, that moving away, you know, is to make that final decision. Once you go inside and when you go inside and reflect, and you see the lessons that you had learned, and you make that final decision, that final judgment to walk away and sail off toward this calmer water, to walk away from all this bullshit, this shenanigans, and to realize you can go toward this victory, toward this happiness, toward this 10 of Cups that you think that you can't have. You're going to be victorious. But you got to make that final decision to go ahead and do that soul searching, that reflection, and move toward that calmer water. And everything's going to be golden for you. Because whatever you're manifesting is going to work. But you have to make that decision to sail off into those calmer waters. You have to make the decision to heal, to reflect, to be rational on that, and to do that deep soul searching that you need to do. And to realize that the power to manifest this is within you, and you got this. Regardless of what Twithead did to you. You don't need anybody or anything, because it is you. And you are going to sail off in the calmer waters, and you will be okay. Alright? You got this, and you will be victorious, and you are sailing off. You got 2 cards of going off in the calmer waters. But you need to reflect. Actually 3 if you count the eight of Cups. Of walking off, turning your back on whatever this is. But you need to go in and do that deep soul searching. But you will be victorious. Whatever you are manifesting, you are going to get. And it's going to be very successful. You got this. Just look within. Everything's within you. You got all the tools and everything you need to get this. And you will be okay. Alright? That's what I got for you, Capricorn. And make sure that you guys comment. So, like I said, I'm going to pick one commenter off the video that has the most comments on it. And you guys have a good night. And I will talk to you again later. Good night.